Be strong.
The Tricky Triangle Pocono Raceway. Welcome in tonight's Saturday Night Racing here on Captain TV, and of course a double header of racing here on this first Saturday of June as we get ready to go into the final stretch of season number 4 of this Velocity Online Racing Indy Car Series, thanks to Raceverse, as we get you ready for tonight's second leg of this Triple Crown season tonight, as we are here for the hashtag Gutzy 300 at the Pocono Raceway. It is race number 7 of 9. Only 3 races left going into tonight as we get ready to crown a champion here in season 4. And of course, as I mentioned, the series presented by Raceverse on this 2.5 mile 3-turn Pocono Raceway. 78 degrees ambient, 118 down on track. It is warm, it is slick, and is going to be a lot of fun as we get ready for 120 laps of racing around the Tricky Triangle. I am the captain, Chris Scala. Happy Saturday night to you. We appreciate you and yours watching us here tonight on Captain TV. Of course, covering iRacing and doing some fun here at the Virtual Pocono Raceway. A lot of news to get to as we get ready for this race tonight. Let's start with the race info. As I mentioned, 120 laps and 300 miles on this 3-turn course. There is no 4th turn here, so don't ask. Turn 1, shaped of the old Trenton, New Jersey Speedway over to the right. Turn 2, the tunnel turn, as you'll hear me reference tonight, shaped like Indianapolis. Turn 3, left-hand side over there, shaped like the Milwaukee Mile. 3 different tracks, 3 different banks, 3 different styles, a tricky triangle. That's a simple way of summing this thing all up. 120 laps, as I mentioned. Shane Coogan won this race back last season in season number 3, and we'll see tonight who can get it in season number 4. It should be a pretty wild race, as I mentioned. Here's the schedule for the rest of the season. As I mentioned, Pocono Raceway tonight. Next week, Indianapolis, the 3rd of the Triple Crown races, we'll call them. I mean, they're all obviously big races and so, but when you look at the Michigan, the Poconos, and the Indianapolises, those big 3 tracks, of course, that is where we're seeing the 300-mile races, so on and so forth. Here this evening should be a lot of fun as, again, we get ready to go at it here in a couple of minutes. Point standings entering tonight. Isaac Morris, this sounds familiar. He's leading the points. Where have we heard this before? He leads by 14 over Gavin Sanders. Alex Van de Sant 3rd. Nicholas Sadiq 3rd and 4th. Dakota DeMay in the 5th position. There's Shane Coogan down in 6th. A pretty tight battle right there between the 4th and 8th positions. A lot of spots to be gained or lost when it is all over with. So a very, very tight battle indeed here for this season. Now, the big news this week was that season number 5 has been released. The schedule for season 5 hey, by the way, we'll be here on Captain TV again. They've renewed, and we will be back with them coming up in season 5. which is awesome news there, and we're honored to be a part of now a 12-race schedule. So we move up 3 races next season, and that'll start with Auto Club Speedway July the 31st, and then we'll go to Iowa Speedway, so a short oval there, race number 2, Road America. Always a big visit here for the VOR Series. Pocono Raceway right back here on August the 28th, that is. And then we take about a 3-week period off before we come to the Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps, which I just saw a Twitter post I actually retweeted out recently. If anyone's seen Eau Rouge, as in the last couple days, it's like Eau River right now because of rain. Indianapolis Road Course on October 2nd, the Speedway on October 9th, and the Milwaukee Mile, Watkins Glen, Texas. Daytona, believe it or not, showing up on the schedule. So a super speedway of all super speedways there, and then the Chicagoland Speedway to finish out the season on December the 4th. So one of the longer seasons, I believe, of the VOR season history, going to be coming up starting in July. So right now they're getting ready for 300 miles of racing on this 2.5-mile oval. Of course, it is the Gutzy 300, so make sure you get a chance to check that out. But right now, we are in the middle of pole qualifying. Right now, we're going to see who is the fastest car right now and who could win this Circle B Diecast Award. And just a reminder, with Circle B, you can always get really good deals and more. You can check them out and type in that code word Foxworth Autosport, and you will get a free shipping in the U.S. and Canada. So a pretty good deal there. Also here that you can check out there by going to CircleBDiecast.com. So just looking over things here really quickly, and it looks like Alex Van de Sant right now is the pole sitter for this race. As I try to cut down there, but everybody's off the track right now. The only cars that have not run a lap so far, or at least finished a lap, from what I'm reading here, it looks like Julian Altina and Matt Houston. Not sure what's happened to them in their 4 laps. Matter of fact, Matt Houston's out there right now, so let's cut to his car. There he is in the 66. He's actually kind of slowing it up right now in the Raceverse car. He might be coming down here to take the final lap as he goes down the short chute here. Actually, I'm sorry, that's the Long Pond straightaway into the tunnel turn. And he will cross the line as we'll... Looks like he's slowing up, so he's going to be all done, it appears, with his qualifying. So Alex Van de Sant right now is going to be the pole sitter. Just waiting to see what Matt's up to. So according to my telemetry, it was only 2 laps qualifying, I believe. I'm so used to the 4 laps. So Matt is done with his qualifying, unfortunately. So it will be Van de Sant winning the pole over Isaac Morris. So congratulations to Alex Van de Sant, as he will be the winner of the CircleB.com pole award from CircleBDiecast.com. And, of course, a big shout-out to them, as I mentioned. If you use the code word Foxworth Autosport, you'll get free shipping on orders over $20 at CircleBDiecast.com to get great NASCAR and IndyCar diecast. They also do ship continental U.S. and Canada. So, appreciate CircleB Diecast for being a part of this broadcast. And let me see. Jump into the VOR chat and see if there's any way, shape, or form, because I have my sneaky ways of talking to Alex Van de Sant, and I do not see him in the couple channels I'm looking for him in. So, and that's all good. Can't say I didn't try. But mostly the drivers in this league, they go to their own Discord pages and stuff. So it's one of the rare leagues I do broadcast for that, like, for instance, I'm like one of 3 people in the Discord right now, which is totally okay. But we'll get ready for great racing here at Pocono Raceway. As I mentioned, it is the hashtag Gutzy 300. As you know, earlier this week, another league, iRacing, a lot of these drivers ran in the 250-mile race here at Pocono. That race was won by Isaac Morris. There I go, doing it again. Of course, he won the championship in that series with that victory. in that race. Congratulations to him. Let's see if he can go back-to-back and win it this week here in the VOR Series. Of course, both leagues you can see on Captain TV each and every week. So I want to send a shout-out. Christian Alagio. He is, of course, the big representative for Gutzy. Of course, he's the sponsor of this series. And he has a really, really cool car to check out here in tonight's race. As we get ready to show you the starting lineup, we're going to cut down to him as soon as he gets on the grid here. And I want to show off this really cool livery that you're going to see on the driver, who starts in the 7th position this evening. And let's see if we can get a closer shot right now of his car. Maybe we'll do the far chase. There we go. Look at that thing. Very cool looking car. The Gutzy, or B Gutzy, I should say, car. Of course, USDA organic products and stuff like that. So you see like all the fruits and items that are a part of Gutzy. And just a really, really cool deal there to be a part of. And I'll even throw a photo up here on the screen. That is what the car looks like right there. Gutzy Organic. That is the car you will see tonight, driven by Christian Alagio in the number 81. So again, be Gutzy 300 here at the Pocono Raceway. Shout out to Christian for sponsoring this race, and all those who are being Gutzy and checking out the organic products of theirs. All right, let's take a look at the starting lineup for this race tonight. Alex Van de Sande, as I mentioned, he is on the pole tonight. A pretty good lap, so he has the Circle B Diecast Pole Award this evening. So congratulations again to him. He'll start alongside Isaac Morris. Joe Harleman with a great lap, only missing the pole by about 8 1/100ths of a second. Great job by him. He'll start next to Thomas Geisler. AJ Musselman, Nicholas Sudik in row number 3. Christian Alagio, there he is in the 7th position alongside Jim Herrick. Another great qualifying run for Jim here at Pocono. Cohen Evans, Gavin Sanders in row number 5. Gavin still trying to get that first win in the series here, so we'll see if he can get it. He almost got it at Road America 2 weeks ago, only to get past on the last lap. Gary Gonzo, Oscar Fredrickson, he'll start in row number 6. Row 7, Dakota DeMay and Shane Coogan, for Season 3 winner. Antonio Strada will start next to Lewis Woodall in the row 8. Row 9, Krista Nelson and Ty Richter. And row number 10, Anthony Concha, James Watson out of Ohio. Joseph Grijalva. Long story short, when my first year of iRacing, I was 25 years old. This is now, I'm sorry, I was 27 years old, 8 years ago. I raced against a young teenage kid named Joseph Grijalva. And here we come 8 years later, circles back, and here he is in this race. We actually kind of chatted about it on Discord earlier this week. Kind of cool to see him out here. Matt Houston there in row number 16, and Julian Altena will be the last starter in the field, hoping to break the bad luck string he has had throughout the season. I see AJ Musselman mentioning a really cool car there. I like it, AJ. Very nice paint scheme there. Of course, the Pride scheme for the month that AJ is running there. So awesome deal there that he is doing. So as we get ready for 120 laps of racing around the Pocono Raceway in the B Gutzy 300, make sure you put that hashtag up. Or as I like to joke around and call it the hash brown. Alex Van de Sande, Isaac Morris leading them to the pole, to the green, I should say, here at Pocono Raceway. It's race number 7 of Velocity Online Racing. Sanders trying to jump to the high side of Jim Herrick. Oh, he chops him a little bit there. A little bit of a, no pun intended, gutsy move there. But everybody keeps a cool head and prevails as Alex leads off turn 2. One car smacking the wall, and they are wrecking. It's Jim Herrick, and one car goes flying in the air. And it's Christian Alagio. Oh, no. A big wreck. Gary Godso involved. Jim Herrick, as I mentioned. Dakota DeMay, he gets through. Matt Houston gets through. And let me unfortunate for Christian sponsoring this race, and unfortunately lap 1. I think Grijalva might got a piece of it. Let's see. And Jim just gets tight. And Gavin Sanders gets in the back of him. I think Gary Godso got the one. And there goes Christian over the top of Herrick. Let's look at it one more time as they're coming down the Long Pond straightaway to turn number 2. Herrick right behind the 54 of Musselman. And the tire's not quite up to temp yet. And the turbulence of the car just causes a tight condition. And the 56 up there in the gray is going to smack the wall. And that blue car there also getting in the wall. That was Godso, actually. And that's where the 10 gets into the 56. There's a 37 right there. He's going to sneak by, and there's Godso, and there is Alagio, and he ramps off of Gary's car into the air as he hits Jim's car. Now, I know people are going to hate me for this, but that right there is a looks like the Sylvester Stallone IndyCar movie. All right, let's we're going to look at it one more time. We're going to go full speed on board with probably the most upset person on the grid right now, Christian Alagio. Glad everybody's okay after that. Wow. Virtually okay, I should say. They're all racing on a computer, so they're okay. So first caution out this evening, as Van de Sant was able to get the lead there on the start. Isaac Morris up to second. Thomas Geisler up to third. Gerald Harleman with his best qualifying effort so far on the season and his career up to third, or in fourth right now, I should say. Looks like Gary Godso is taking his car behind the wall. So Pocono Raceway, of course, was built back in the 1960s. It was a track that was primarily made for the Indy cars, believe it or not. And, of course, they ran here back in the early days of the track. And then NASCAR came in about the 70s or maybe the early 80s and started running here at the Tricky Triangle. And you didn't really see Indy cars here again. And then back in the early 2010s, they started running here. They ran some 500-mile races here at Pocono, and haven't been back in a couple years now. But it's always been a fun track. It's, you know, an interesting one to race if you've never had a chance to race on iRacing here. It's very, as the track says, tricky to get around. You got 3 different corners, and you got to treat them all different. Great news here. Christian Alagio's gotten back on track. Some great news there as the 81 will rejoin the race. I just feel bad because it's like, man, you sponsor the event and all of a sudden you're out by lap 1. So here we go. Alex Van de Sant's going to lead Isaac Morris back to the green flag here. Geisler, Harleman, Sadiq, your top 5. Good restart from everybody. The 5th gear already, and with Alex up here in the lead, he'll stay in the 5th gear the whole entire time probably, as 6th gear is more of a drafting gear at this track. One car pulling out of line there. I believe that's Gavin Sanders in the 10. It looks like his nose popped back into place, so his car looks like it's okay as he slides underneath the 54. So one thing about the damage model on iRacing with these Indy cars is they do have a tendency, you'll see them get damaged, but then the car pops back into place almost. And that's kind of a tricky thing, and I know iRacing's working on it and stuff, but it's one thing that unfortunately can fool you. You think they're damaged, and it looks like they are because everything's flopping, but then all of a sudden it pops back into place. Where in other cars, if they're damaged and it stays out of place, then you're really damaged. Up here for 4th, Sadiq to the inside of Harleman. Harleman going to fight him back. You're not supposed to go side by side in the tunnel, but he does. But that kind of reminds me now, going back to Tuesday night's IndyCar race from iRacing, one thing I learned in that series, and you're going to see it tonight, this track is going to widen out. You're going to see turn 1, the high groove actually be the faster part. In turn 3, you're going to see the same thing. The high groove is going to come to play later. And that kind of caught me off guard a couple nights ago, as Musselman and Fredrickson side by side. Of course, that happens as you see Sanders to the inside of Sadiq. Sanders up to the 5th position right now. Go back here to 13th as Kristen Nelson trying to make a move. Inside of the 29, Shane Coogan, last season's winner here, who's off to a little bit of a struggle here tonight at Pocono. Of course, Krista doing a great job at 14th right now. She continues to work up through the field. She had some great finishes early in the season. Of course, she's been hit or miss in some of the races, either here or not here. And it's good to see her back out on the track this evening. We watch Lewis Woodall. Ryan Lewis getting a little tight up there in the 9th position. That's going to allow Fredrickson to keep the position as they draft down the Long Pond straightaway here. Should mention tonight we do have our track cams for Gourmet. Look at that move on the outside, Cohen Evans. As I mentioned about 2 minutes ago, you're not supposed to do that in the tunnel turn. Prove me wrong. Oh, Woodall's in the wall. But I was starting to say track cams for Gourmet, of course, the sponsor of our camera package that you see. Because they're the ones who create it. You can go check them out right now, trackcams22.com. And basically, you'll see real-life packages that you'll see camera-wise. As James Watson has wrecked it over somewhere, and he's already towed to pit road, and the second caution has come out. Second caution, lap number 10. But, yeah, the track cams for Gourmet offer oval, road course, rally, cross, VR, and also in-person cameras. And what I mean by in-person, I mean like you're in the crowd watching, like a fan cam almost, if you will. you can check them out, trackcams22.com. And we appreciate their cameras. And, of course, you'll see all the kind of real-life shots. It makes it look like you're actually watching an IndyCar race here at Pocono, and even some drone shots and stuff like that. So we're going to have some fun here throughout the evening. And we do appreciate everybody for watching us here on Captain TV. If you're a new viewer, hit that subscribe button. If you're not new, we appreciate you still for coming back, and hopefully you'll invite some viewers to come and join it. That looked weird. He had to make contact with somebody. The NRN number 39 down into the wall. Let's stay out of his car this time, and let's see on his gearbox there. Shane Coogan makes a run to the inside. Oh, a net code, and it breaks his left front tire. And yeah, I guess it's broke. No contact. Now, it did look like, in fairness, that they were going to touch. Watch Shane. He makes that late move to the inside, and James goes to make the apex in, and bam. So second caution of the night here at lap 10. We'll see if anybody comes to pit road here. You can do, what is it, about 30 laps or so in a tank of fuel, I believe. And some comers, some goers. Here we go. That's Joe Harleman, AJ Musselman, Lewis Woodall to pit road, Kristen Nelson, Grijalva, Anthony Concha, Julian Alton, and Matt Houston. Looks like from what is going to be 11th place on down, coming to pit road. So there's your top three right there in the picture. As I mentioned, next week will be the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for 300 miles there next Saturday night. I think that's going to be a great race to check out. One thing I did not get a chance to mention, and this involves Isaac Morris there, the second place driver in the race, is that they as in VOR did announce that Apex Sage Coaching will be the sponsor of next season's IndyCar schedule for season number 5. Isaac Morris is, he's the coach basically in the Apex Sage Coaching. It's a business that he actually has created, and a little personal venture of his own. If you're one who struggles in an Indy car or maybe any kind of a open wheel or road course car, basically you give Isaac a call and he will work with you and make you better at your craft and so much more. Isaac is a young man who is definitely shown out here he can drive an Indy car no matter what league, no matter what setup, no matter whatever setting. He'll drive a car, and that's not only an Indy car but a sports car too. I mean, I've raced with him in the 24 Hours of Le Mans, and that boy can definitely whip a car around a track, if you know what I mean. So go check out Apex Sage Coaching. Of course, give Isaac a call or whatever on his Discord page, because you can't really call Discord, but you can reach out to him and do that. You know, I've actually considered reaching out to him myself, because I'm not the fastest person in the world. But Isaac running there in the second position behind Alex Van de Sant, the leader of this race. He's led every lap of the 13 so far at Pocono. As you see them go through turn 3, you see the campers over here. Even though I kind of argue this, they call this the longest straightaway in NASCAR, at least. I always argued that. I think Indianapolis is actually longer now, but they know more than I do. As green flag back out, lap number 13. And, of course, this ain't NASCAR either. As they go down to turn 1. Isaac getting a little bit tight there behind Alex. As you see them continue single file down the Long Pond straightaway. Reason why the straightaway is called the Long Pond straightaway is because it actually borders the town of Long Pond, right outside the fence. Of course, the wall there, that is where the start of Long Pond is, right outside of Pocono. They call it the Long Pond straightaway. There's Geisler's. He's trying to hold off Gavin Sanders with a run down to front straightaway here. You see the draft coming into play. No push to pass or anything like that. It's just straight up draft, and to the inside he goes. Let's see if this outside goes to work, and look at that run. Just able to hold it wide open pretty much through turn 1, down to straightaway again. Thomas running that Sunset Arctic game scheme. Of course, Dakota DeMay, the owner, or part of the Sunset Arctic Games. And look at Gavin, going to try the high side here, going to try to power move on Thomas. Gets the run down to straightaway, and he's going to make the move here, and I think he's going to have help from the draft here. Makes that move for third on the high side, and runs the fastest lap of the race. Back here, Shane Coogan just got past Antonio Estrada. Move him up to the 8th position. So Shane up 6 spots already in this race. Last season's winner looking to steal another one tonight potentially for that Raceverse team. So interesting to see what the pit strategy now is going to be, especially if we start to get a long green flag run here, as Van de Sant, Morris, Sanders, Geisler, Sudik, Fredrickson, and Evans. Right now the top 7 have not pitted, and also 9th place Antonio Estrada did not come to pit road under that last caution. So I think tires and fuel are going to really come into play here in this race. Oh, one car just smacked the wall. Was that Oscar back there? It was Oscar Fredrickson. Smacks the wall off turn 3, got real tight. And I don't see any broken wheels, obviously. Doesn't mean there's no suspension damage, but he's off the pace right now. And at number 12, as Coogan goes by, he's off the pace, so there must be some pretty heavy damage on at number 12. He's going to try to get back to pit road and see if he can get this thing fixed. And that car is definitely not behaving right now. And here he comes. Pit road speed at 55 miles an hour. Now, if this was a normal stop, he'd probably be okay with staying on the lead lap, but being he's got damage on that car, and actually I don't see too much. That looked like a pretty hard lick not to have no damage. There you go, tires and fuel going on. They're going to work on the damage. You'll see the leaders up here right now as they come out of turn 4. Or turn 4. Turn 3 at Pocono. And you'll notice a new leader, Isaac Morris. Gets by Alex, but Alex going to work that outside lane. Dive it down here into turn 1. And Isaac with a power move takes the lead. Alex going to work the draft back on him to the outside again through the tunnel turn. And finally, Isaac is going to clear him as Gavin Sanders gets closer and closer. You see Geisler and Sadiq battling for the 4th position back there. Great racing here as they come up on the back of lap car. That is the 33 of Ty Richter. Now Isaac had to get out of the gas there in turn 1 as he almost knocked the wall down. It's going to bring up his teammate Gavin Sanders here potentially for 2nd. As I mentioned, Gavin Sanders has been, how would I put this? He's I can't really think of a good example right now, but he's that guy that is so close to get that first career win. I mean, he finished 2nd on a last lap pass last week at Road America. Came so close after he won an exhibition race earlier this season at Road America, but could tonight be his night to go and grab this win at Pocono. Gavin's been a fantastic driver to watch this season. And Gavin entered this season into this race 2nd in points with 200. And I should clarify really quickly. Gavin and Isaac, they are teammates, but they're not. It's kind of like the whole Red Bull Toro Rosso thing. Basically, 5150 Performance Motorsports is Isaac Morris. That's Gary Godso's team. And then Velocity Online Racing, Gavin Sanders, the blue and black livery. That is part of the team that has Julian Altina and others a part of that squad. So basically the whole, maybe another way to compare it if you're a stock car fan would be the whole Joe Gibbs Racing 2311 racing type of thing. Oh, and caution's out. Got trouble on the track. 3rd caution. And this one has Lewis Woodall involved. And a big wreck on the back. Julian Alton is in it again. Oh, no. The bad luck continues. Julian, Oscar Fredrickson, Joseph Grijalva. And the 3rd caution, this one going to be a big one. It looked like Oscar had a little bobble there in turn 1. They split him 3 wide. Oh, and netcode. Teammates netcode. That is just tough. That's not the first time Oscar and Julian have been in something like this together. As you go back to Homestead when Oscar had an issue happen on the first lap, and Julian got into a tangle there and ended his race early. And here tonight, just 23 laps into this Be Gutzy 300 at Pocono, his race is over. You see also Grijalva, as I mentioned, being involved. We'll see if these guys can get back out there and muscle through some laps. That's going to allow these leaders to come to pit road now. Julian get plenty of room. And you see Oscar just go right through him. Well, here we go, 3rd caution out, and leaders are on pit road. And this is going to allow those guys who stayed out a little bit ago to be now the leaders of this race. as off pit road, Alex Van de Sant will win it. But you're going to see now, looks like the top two in the race going to stay out and try to steal some strategy here in this race, some track position. So I believe Joe Harleman is going to lead. I'll have to check on this. His first laps of his VOR career now. Matt Houston on pit road still, trying to get the 66 fixed. Not sure if he had some damage on that car. So let's take a look real quickly at the points as we entered again tonight. I was just talking about it a few seconds ago. Isaac Morris had a 14-point lead over Gavin Sanders, and of course they are running pretty much neck and neck right now on the track. Alex Van de Sant some 64 points back in third, and Sadiq another 11 points back, so what, about 70-something points back, but that 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th position in points. You can even throw 9th place Julian Alton in there, all within some 80 points of the point lead. After tonight's race, though, it looks like Julian going to take a pretty big hit again. And what has been a rough season for the 31. But still got 2 races to go. And just kind of doing some math right now. I would say if you have, I would say roughly 12th, which 4th, Craig's not here tonight, so I would say probably Thomas Geisler up, and I'm only going to say mathematically has a chance to win. Obviously, the chances of it happening are slim. Obviously, the more you go down the standings, but you never know when it's over with. You just never know. I mean, go back to the actual IndyCar season that, of course, began back in, late March, early April. Barber Motorsports Park. Did anyone pick Alex Palou to win the opening race of the season and be the first Ganassi winner? Anyone predict that? So anything can happen, and that's why we race. As Joel Harleman going to lead him to the green. Dakota DeMay gets a big start. And the second position is going to try to yank this lead away. As Isaac Morris going to jump to the inside of Alex now. So Dakota gets to the front in that Sunset Arctic Games livery. Of course, his big game Echo Blade going to be coming out very, very shortly. I know he planned it in the summer of 2021. And, well, as of like 13 days from now, we will be in the summer of 2021. So it should be coming here very, very soon. And maybe I'll be able to talk to him and find out a date for you guys and let you know. I know he said the summer. Harleman doing a good job holding on to second right now as Dakota tries to get away. As Alex is going to take the second position away from Joel. As of right now, Joel's going to fight back. So the only car that has not gotten back on track after the accident, Julian Altena, who is in the 20th position right now. We'll see if he gets back out on track, but Oscar Fredrickson is back on track. Also Grijalva and Christian Alesio, I mentioned, back on track after his accident. And here's the battle of quasi-teammates. Morris and Gavin Sanders. As Matthew Telder gives me the, I think that's like the old, is that the rich guy's hello? Kind of like the whole, or the Indian hello. Hello. Ow. As these two swap out positions here. Geisler and Sadiq also coming up into the picture here. We see back behind them Cohen Evans in the 37. Of course, he won the opening race at Homestead this season, so he has shown he's got speed. And look at Geisler come up into the picture, outside line, coming back to work, as I mentioned earlier. Who's on? Oh, Sadiq makes contact with Isaac. Not sure how much damage that caused, but they both saved it. What a power move by Nick on the outside, turn 3. And now Isaac's in the wall. Isaac Morris is put in the outside wall. He does have damage on that right front. And the 4th caution comes out. So I wonder, there was a penalty back at Phoenix. There was an incident at Phoenix where Isaac had some damage, and a wreck happened from him, and he was actually penalized 5 laps in that race. And basically, he was penalized, as I mentioned, 5 laps in the race, and that caused him a bad finish in that Phoenix race, even worse, I should say, at that point. So you wonder if he was going to maybe drive this to pit road, but then decided to just drive it to the left there and eventually hit the inside wall because of it from that deal. So interesting enough as the caution's out here for the 4th time. We're actually going to go back to the pass on in turn 3 here. As Sadiq makes the move to the outside here. Isaac's getting tight, and bam, they hit wheels. Kind of a bad angle there to see what actually caused that to happen. If it was just Isaac getting tight and sliding up into Nick, or what happened. You can't tell the wheel's broken here, but at this point you're going to. He goes straight up into the wall. Let's see if we can get a better angle of the accident here. Here we go. It's a tough deal. I don't know. Well, we'll just let the admins decide that one when it's over with, but Isaac, unfortunately, in the end, is going to get the worst of this deal and into the wall. So some cars have come to pit road here at the 4th caution. As Dakota stays out, but Joel Harleman, Shane Coogan, Musselman, Houston, Alagio, Grajova all to pit road. As we have hit a 4th distance in this race. So the big news tonight, of course, the schedule was released earlier this week for season number 5. That will be shown here on Captain TV, and let's take a look at it. That's the wrong schedule. That's season 4, Scala. Season 5, here we go. Starting at Auto Club Speedway July the 31st, and you'll notice there are 3 more races this season 5 than season 4. So we will go all the way into December, the weekend after Thanksgiving, Chicagoland Speedway to finish out the schedule. And this also includes a 3-week break, actually almost a month break, between Pocono Race 4 and Race 5 at Circuit Spa-Francorchamps. And I'll have to check with Julian, but I'm guessing that's more of like a Formula 1 summer break type of thing there. But as I kind of joked around and said earlier, I showed a tweet earlier. If I go find it, I'll show it here. If we get another caution, I'll show the tweet. But Spa right now is a raging spa, so to say. Seeing torrential rain over there in that area, and it showed the video of what was basically a stream rolling down to Eau Rouge. So we've seen some cautions here at the beginning of the race. Fortunately, some mistakes out on track and stuff, but we'll see if we get it going here as we get the green flag at lap number 35 of this Be Gutzy 300. Hashtag Be Gutzy 300. Dakota DeMay, Alex Van der Sant, Gavin Sanders, Thomas Geisler, Nicholas Sudik, now your top 5. Evans. How about Krista Nelson up to 7th? Antonio Estrada, 8th. Anthony Concha having a great run in 9th right now. And then those cars that pitted, Joe Harleman, Shane Coogan, AJ Musselman, and Matt Houston, the 13 cars on the lead lap as we come back to the green. Should mention that Julian Altena back on track after the accident. Oscar Fredrickson still racing, so we only see 3 cars off the track right now as we go back to the green flag. You can definitely see the different lines. You see Cohen Evans going up the track. It opens up the room for Krista Nelson. Drag racing down the inside here. 37 getting a little bit more draft on that outside lane. Sends it into turn 2. And gets almost a little tight there. Everybody kind of spread out, giving themselves some room here. I say that, and here's the battle for 12th. AJ Musselman under attack as Matt Houston to his inside. Not able to clear him quite yet as they hit the tunnel turn. And AJ's going to give it to him. Nothing wrong with that. Still early in this race, as we're not even at the 100-mile mark. That's actually going to be in 4 laps in this 300-mile race. So you still got plenty of time to make moves and get track position, so on and so forth in these cars. As we see Anthony Concha falling back as Shane Coogan has gone by. And Joe Harleman going to go by now for the 9th position. Sorry, that's Shane actually making the pass. Estrada is the one that went by a second ago. As Harleman has the lap car of Oscar Fredrickson in front of him. I know the one person tonight that is not going to be too thrilled is going to be VOR Racing. The team there with Gary Godso and Oscar Fredrickson. Also, I guess we can say the 10 of Gavin Sanders might be the only person happy when it's over with. He's the only one left out there running in the top 3 right now. So not a good night for 5150. You know, another thing I should mention too with that wreck for Isaac Morris, the point standings, that is going to get shaken up. I totally overlooked that. But a 14-point lead entering this race for Isaac just went up in smoke. So I'm sure Isaac's going to try to get that car fixed to get whatever track positions he can now, as Gavin Sanders could be in line to take the point lead here after tonight. As Dakota leading Kristen Nelson, 7th place, fastest lap of the race now, 42.66. As we take a look at the weather, right now on the track, it's warming up, 79 degrees, as we're just past 1 o'clock Eastern time, 122 on track. So we're probably going to see these times sort of slow down as the track maybe slickens up. Helmet cam from Gavin. A little blip to the throttle, downshift 2 gears to help slow down the car just a little bit to what is needed to carry the momentum off. You see him snaking down the Long Pond straightaway here, trying to break the draft of each other. As you see back here behind him, Sudik trying to make a move on Geisler. And you see Cohen and Krista battling it out again. Geisler's still able to hold Nick off, so some good racing out here so far. And now could see a little bit of a pit window opening up, especially for those who work in strategy and stuff like that. James Watson going to come to pit road. Not sure if that was who I heard call out my headset just now to pit road. It might have been, as no one else is on pit road right now, so we just keep on going. Sudik inside as there's, I mentioned Geisler running that high line around the outside and will take the position back and hold on to it. So Dakota continues to lead by 0.6 of a second over Alex Van de Sant, so he's definitely doing a great job on some 12-lap older tires than Alex Van de Sant right now. So track position playing a role. Sudik going to pop back out again, not able to do so. Keeping that battle in line, keeping that one also, and then watching this one now for the 8th position as Shane Coogan's caught the back of Antonio Estrada. So as I look hard here, the 4 cars I notice have not ran a lap any time in the last couple minutes. Isaac Morris, Lewis Woodall, Jim Herrick, Gary Godso. Those 4 drivers out of the race, unfortunately early. Guys finally getting into a rhythm here as You're starting to see the handling, I think, part kick in. You see cars starting to get tight, work on the bars, as they call them. So you'll have the, of course, the front anti-roll bar, the rear anti-roll bar, and the weight jacker. All these different tools they can play with in these cars that help loosen or tighten them up, keep the oversteer and understeer out of the car, and keep them as straight and comfortable as possible out here on this track. Excuse me. See Dakota trying to break the snake down the straightaway. Geisler kind of made a late apex into the corner, and it caused the 87 to wash up as he got in the wake of the car. So here pit stop's getting called out. That might have been Dakota, because Dakota's the only one that has not pitted before lap 24 in this race. It was 35 laps into a run. Let's jump up front here, and it is Dakota DeMay. The leader's going to come to pit road here. So he played the strategy, and of course, the green flag run starts now. Very awesome livery there to see the Sunset Arctic Games number 82. Tires and fuel for the Raceverse team. And he pulls away. It was a 9.65 second stop. And as you see, Alex is just coming off turn 3, and he is going to stay well onto the lead lap here. Sudik inside of Geisler. He's got a real good run down the straightaway, and will take it to turn 1. Nick, another driver, looking for his first win in the series. Kristen Nelson now up to the 5th position. She has cleared Cohen Evans. So as I mentioned, now the handling coming into play for some of these cars. And look at Geisler with a move to the outside off 2. And these guys won't let me get away from this battle. You guys will join the broadcast here on Captain TV. It's one of 2 races you're going to see tonight. The other one you're going to see is, of course, the Sunset Arctic Games. Yes, Dakota made Sunset Arctic Games. Sponsored Grand National Series from USRC. Going to be in Daytona for the first race of their Final Four championship. That'll start at about 9:50 or so. We'll go on the air for it and get the green flag at 10 p.m. from Daytona. So we go from another 2.5 mile track to another. So Alex Van de Sant leads Gavin Sanders now by 0.3 of a second. Lead is shrinking. Gavin getting better and better in that draft, it looks like here. Let's see if he can carry the momentum with the handling here. Yeah, that time you saw him wash up the track a little bit and had to get out of the throttle, and Alex pulled away. Took the groove away from him pretty much there. is checking on Dakota right now. He's 33 seconds back and is actually gaining on the leaders. So he's able to get away right now from going a lap down right now. Into the inside, going to take the position away, so move him up to the third position again. Let's see if Gavin, or not Gavin, but Thomas is able to get the run down the straightaway here. He sure does, and that was a fake move. It goes to the inside of him. Probably giving the old Bugs Bunny sucker line. In all seriousness, they're probably having a great time right now doing this. Yeah, we got some interesting cameras. Oh, we got trouble. Turn 2. It's Krista Nelson off the track. She tows, so it looks like no harm, no foul. Other than to her, unfortunately. Nelson off the track. We'll get a replay here in a second as we watch this fight for third continue. Let's see what happens to Krista. Oh, a move that I've done to myself plenty of times in the IndyCar here. Clips the apron and puts her in the outside wall. She keeps it straight and up against the wall and immediately tows. It's very easy to do because you're almost wide open through the tunnel, so you want to get it to the bottom. The problem is when you get to that yellow line, you can just almost miss the apex just a little bit and bam, the tunnel turn bites you. I'm sure Krista's probably pretty ticked off right now, and unfortunate for her. So 3 laps away from the halfway point. There's Anthony Concha in the 64 car having a great run tonight. Anthony has had a rough season, been involved in some accidents and other types of things happening to him, and it's been rough for him, but he is out here fighting and continuing to as he comes to pit road here from the 10th position in lap 57. And I think you're starting to see a round of green flag stops here. As he will pull off pit road. As Antonio Estrada hits pit road. That was Oscar Fredrickson, the 12 you saw come in there in that VOR car. And Julian Altonen now coming to pit road, unfortunately laps down is Alex Van de Sande. Here we go, the first of the leaders to pit road. Oh, and he's bringing the whole train with him. Seconds coming in, thirds coming in, fourths coming in. As Gavin Sanders stays out here at lap number 59. This sets it up, go 30 laps, making a one-stop race. As Julian leaves pit road. 4 tires and fuel for everyone. Alex with a really good stop here. Alex 9.4, fastest out of the 3 stops. As he pulls away, and now Gavin Sanders to pit road. This will hand the lead to last season's winner, Shane Coogan, as we get ready to cross the halfway point. Matt Houston yet to pit. Joel Harriman yet to pit. AJ Musselman yet to pit. So the top 4, once AJ gets caught up here in a second. AJ's over in... Looking for the 54 on my map, and I don't see him. All right, AJ did go by. Okay, AJ's over in turn 1. There he is. So you saw Van de Sant get by Gavin, and they are clearly going to have a big lead. So great stops by these guys. Also entry and exits. Going to get them the lead right now over the 82 of Dakota DeMay. But credit to Dakota, he's able to steal track position with that pit stop strategy he had early in this race. So Shane Coogan pitted at lap number 32, so he is at lap 29 of his stint right now. And we'll see when the 29 in the 5150, or I'm sorry, used to be 5150, now Raceverse team. I believe Shane used to race with Gary, if I remember correctly. Sorry to those guys and Matt. We'll stay out and lead another lap here. So Matt Houston, Joel Harleman, AJ Musselman, they are still the leaders right now. And I don't know, I'm thinking this through right now. I'm not sure if there's a necessary advantage right now to staying out. Other than you could pit at lap 90, short fill, and have a little bit quicker stop and come out with the lead, or not with the lead, but with your run to the finish. So I'm not sure that the tire wear is crucial enough to where this will help. So I could be wrong. I mean, I'm not totally, I'm not a know-it-all, so I'm just speaking my opinion of what I'm seeing here. Is AJ Musselman brings the AJM Consulting into pit road. There we go, 4 tires and fuel for all these guys. Matt Houston, race first car on pit road. That leaves Joe Harleman and Shane Coogan, the only 2 who have not pitted. So you see Coogan, 4 tires fuel, 9.7. Also Joe Harleman on pit road. Joe having a great run tonight after a very rough start to his season and his career here at VOR. Not sure if his son, who usually watches on the stream tonight, is spotting for him tonight. But a 9.8 for Joel, and that cycles everybody back around. And the leader, Alex Van de Sant, as he comes up on the back of 2 of the VOR cars. of Fredrickson and Altena. Say Julian went a little too high there in turn one and almost caught. We almost went 3 wide with VOR cars as Gavin's like, hey, I'm trying to get the lead here. Excuse me. So this is kind of cool here. I'm actually, as we're watching this race here, I was doing a little bit of research and learning about, of course, Gutzy, which is a organic product that features snacks and drinks and so on and so forth. Well, one of the cool things on their website, we should actually check out at GutzyOrganic.com, is they have a section where it talks about the athletes who love Gutzy. And what do you know, the picture here of Christian Alagio. There he is. The racer that is currently, unfortunately, running in the 14th position right now. And his sponsor, Gutzy, on the photo here. So you can check that out. Of course, and you can learn all about Gutzy, which, again, is an organic product. You can enjoy a snack and so on and so forth. You can learn the whole story behind it and even see what stores you can get it in. That includes stores that everybody has around them, from Walmart to Publix, so on. If you're up in the Northeast, Wegmans, which of course is everyone's favorite store up in this area, Pennsylvania, New York, and so on and so forth. So make sure you check out GutzyOrganics.com, a cool website there. So Gavin Sanders putting pressure. Putting pressure on as we got to fight back here for position. As Shane Coogan and in contact with netcode. Estrada crushes the wall. And even does a nose slide, we'll call it, or I don't know what to call that kind of slide. And is on his lid, and caution is out. And for the third time tonight, netcode. So this is going to make things interesting, as they are way short on fuel to get to the finish. So I don't know if you're necessarily going to see the leaders coming to pit road here, as Van de Sant takes the caution here at lap number 70. They're over in turn one right now. So let's go see. Watch this wreck. This is one of the crazier ones I've seen yet. As they go by Cohen Evans. Shane with a pretty late, and wow. I mean, that's like skateboard looking. I mean, you right there. As I show this wreck one more time, I want you to picture Tony Hawk on top of this car as like the car's a skateboard. All right, and think, and as he hits the wall, picture Tony Hawk doing a trick here, and tell me you don't see it. Kind of got a skateboard look to it. That's crazy. We're gonna go on board here. Hopefully, you're not one that breaks out over these kind of wrecks. But man, this was crazy. Let's go on board and roll the beautiful beam footage. Oh, they might have hit actually. And there goes the camera. Oh, there goes 20,000 down the drain. Anyways, let's see the replay one more time. This time, though, I'm going to go far chase, because I want to see if they actually did touch. I thought it was netcode at first. I think that's netcode. So the fifth caution out. And we did not see the leaders come to pit road here, so much expected. All of them do stay out except for Dakota DeMay, Nicholas Sudik, Cohen Evans, Matt Houston, AJ Musselman. Now, the reason I would say those guys pitted, obviously, they're a little ways back right now in the field. But number two, they will now be able to go to, say, lap 90 when they'll maybe make that last scheduled pit stop. And they will be able to go in short fill, which would make it a quicker pit stop and potentially gain track position. Again, I appreciate everybody watching us tonight here on Captain TV. If you're a new person joining the stream tonight, to hit that subscribe button. If you've been here before, we appreciate you coming back and watching tonight in the VOR Indy Car Series, presented by Raceverse. As we get one to go, we'll go back racing here at lap 72. Alex Van de Sant started on the pole as he was able to get the Circle B pole award tonight. There it is, CircleBDiecast.com pole award. Congratulations again to him. And just a reminder, you can type in Foxworth Autosport, which, by the way, they are coming back, I believe, for Season 5, I saw announced. So congratulations, Circle B and VOR, for working the deal out and getting it back for Season 5. If you type in Foxworth Autosport, you'll get free shipping on orders over $20 at CircleBDiecast.com on great NASCAR and IndyCar diecast. Of course, they do ship continental U.S. and Canada. All right. We are at lap number 72. Been a wild race so far, and the only thing we haven't done yet, Matthew Telder, who's watching on the stream, it's his favorite part of the race. And I think it's becoming quickly a fan favorite of this broadcast now. And that is our segment that we call Turn It Up, as we do it IndyCar style on Captain TV. So during the Turn It Up segment on Captain TV, you just saw a new lead change. Gavin Sanders gone to the front. As he gets by the dominating driver so far of this race, Alex Van de Sant. Let's go back and see it here. As they're going down the Long Pond straightaway, Gavin pokes out, sends it to the inside and makes the pass on the 17. Alex gives him the position. Now, I wonder if there's any kind of play here to potentially save some fuel. Now, not because you're going to go what would end up being for Alex 62 laps on a tank of fuel. That is not happening unless he's got like double the size of a fuel cell. But what he could be doing is saving a little bit of fuel running behind him so that it's a shorter pit stop. Once again, short filling. So taking a look as we still now have 17 cars out there running. Julian Altina, the last car on track, 17th position right now. We have 11 on the lead lap right now. AJ Musselman, the last car on the lead lap. Joseph Grjalva, the first car lap down in the 12th position, or 2 laps down, I should say, in the 12th position. We got this battle for the lead going on. We got this battle for 3rd, 4th, and 5th here. Crossing the line as we hit the 200-mile mark next time by of this 300-mile race next week. Another 300. That's the big one. Indianapolis. Be ready for that one next week. 7:30 Eastern time here on Captain TV next Saturday from the Brickyard. Of course, it's the biggest race of the VOR season. And I believe it'll be our first Indianapolis VOR broadcast here on Captain TV as we joined on late last season. And the big news, of course, we've been brought on board again for Season 5, which will be the biggest season for VR. 12 races and sponsored by Apex Sage Coaching. And that will start in July next season. As Coogan going to poke out to the inside of Geisler. So the guy who won last season's race here at Pocono all of a sudden, it's kind of, I'm going to bring a NASCAR reference into this, pulling a David Pearson on the field here. And, being that guy that kind of just hangs out, rides midfield, and all of a sudden I'm going to show up in the front. Silver Fox. This all going on about 3.5, almost 4 seconds back from the lead. As Sadiq now to the inside of the 16. Or is he going to try a 2-for-1 here? Oh, Sadiq gets tight in the wake of the 29. It kills his momentum. Geisler's all over him. Got to be careful with the net coating going on around here. They give each other plenty of room. Well done, boys. Crossover. So one thing I have noticed tonight, I go back to Tuesday night's VOR, or the iRacing League. Of course, a lot of these guys run in. I have not seen the outside lane as much as effective as in that race, and I wonder if that's because the track temp is so high. Of course, that race was setting at afternoon time, so it was actually going into the evening almost, where this one is actually in the middle of the afternoon, around, probably about 2 o'clock or so race time right now. Let's throw up the weather, and we'll look exactly and see what we got here. 79 ambient, 119 on track, and it's yet below after 2 o'clock, so I wonder if that high, if the warmness of the track maybe is not allowing that high group to be as efficient as I saw Tuesday night. As the Taco Bell car back to the inside again. And that time he lost all of his momentum there. Had to get out of the gas. As Dakota DeMay and Joel Harleman continue this battle. Straight away. There's Dakota. There is Joel and Cohen Evans, who has not had the best run tonight, running in 8th. Cohen usually one that's up there pretty constantly in the top 5, but we have not seen him really, other than right here between 5th and 10th or so throughout the night. Of course, I say that now, and come lap 110, he'll be sitting up at 3rd. As they pass the lap car, have is that Isaac back on track? No, it's not Isaac. It's Estrada, actually, in the 74 is who that was. Lap time's about 42 8s and 9s right now, 43, so tire fall off becoming a big deal right now. And I'm thinking you're going to start to see these cars come to pit road here in the next 3 laps of this race. As you see, Gavin actually stretching this out to a 1-second lead right now. As first car on pit road is Anthony Concha in the 64, running back near the end of the top 10. So here we are, lap number 90. We'll see really now when the strategies will start to play in. And Oscar Fredrickson coming in right now. Top two are going to stay out, so they're. However, Thomas Geisler's in. Here comes the 16, the first of the leaders. Now I think you're forcing the hand because this is, let's face it, it's 3 left-handed corner road course. And you're right now on a part of the track where if you're that close to the leader, you are forcing the hand and saying, you know what, you want to be the first one to pit last. There we go, 4 tires and fuel, 9.9 for Geisler. Here comes Gavin Sanders. Alex Van de Sand right behind him. Gavin locks him up. Sudik is in. That gives the lead to Shane Coogan. Oh, I saw Sudik had to back it up on pit road, so Nick is going to lose a lot of positions. You see Gavin beats out Alex. I did it again. Sorry, both of you. I'm going to find a reason to see that one on a Julian Alton, a highlight film down the road. But Alex, I'm doing it again. Sorry. I don't know why I do it. But Alex Van de Sand had a great pit stop there, and he got closer to the back bumper of Gavin Sanders. Now lap traffic going to start to come into play. One car dives off the pit road as they come up on the back bumper of the 33 car of Ty Richter. Evans now on pit road. And the 37 car, Julian, having all kinds of issues getting out of pit road. That's probably more of an angry burnout right there. So who is left to pit? We got Shane Coogan, Joe Harrelman, Matt Houston, AJ Musselman, the same 4 from earlier, yet to get on the pit road here for their final pit stop with 25 laps to go. And again, I think you're going to see a short fill here. They're going to go as long as they can. And with a less amount of laps, the less fuel they're going to need. And you could pretty much change your tires in about 5 or 6 seconds on these Indy cars. And with the less amount of fuel, not have to spend all 9 seconds, but maybe an 8-second stop, or may I say a 7-second stop, and gain a little bit of time out of it. And Shane's coming to pit road right now, the 29 coming in. That's going to hand the lead to Matt Houston, who stays out. Shane 8.92, so a little bit quicker. Not too much quicker, but a little bit quicker. Shane looks like will come out somewhere near the 5th position, so he's going to jump Geisler and Sudik after a fantastic stop by the Raceverse crew there. Matt coming through the tunnel turn out here on his own. 43.36 his last time by. These guys who have pitted running 42.7s, so only about a half-second faster, so they're not gaining too much here. Matt's trying to play the strategy game here. Got a 9.9 second lead over AJ Musselman, who's off of turn 3 here. He is down the front straightaway. So when they do finally pit, it will hand the lead to Gavin Sanders, who has that much of a lead right now over Alex Van de Sant. As you see another teammate, as a matter of fact, Alex is in a VOR sandwich right now. You got 2 in the front, and then the last VOR car in the back. Problem is, one of them's on the lead lap, and that's the 10 right there. So Gavin is trying to run away and get that first VOR win. As I've talked about numerous times, he's finished on the podium, 2nd, 3rd, a bunch of times, and has not quite gotten that win. And could tonight be the night? Musselman came to pit road and looks like he might come out near the top 10 or so in 10th. Now Matt Houston comes to pit road, the leader in. And this will cycle everything back around with 20 laps to go. Tonight, Gavin's night. Will Alex Van de Sant score another win? Watching Nick here put pressure on Dakota Nemeh for the 5th position. So Nick probably driving a little angry after overshooting his pit stall there. Running 6th. He's been up in the top 5 most of the night. I've just been reminded, and I've totally blanked on this, all 102 laps. I've been calling Mr. Sanders Gavin. I forgot there's a joke that's been running in the series this week. And you know what? For the last 20 laps, I'll do this. For the last 18 laps, I'm going to do it for Gavin. I did this once in another league, and I'll do it for Gavin tonight because I have the power to change names. Go to the right screen here. Driver Sadiq still. It'll take 1 second to do. so it's actually set up this way, but with my graphics and stuff, it's actually different. But I just changed it on the screen. For the last 16 laps, we ride with Bernie Sanders. I don't remember the story behind it or anything, but all of a sudden Gavin Sanders became Bernie Sanders this week. And I like to call Bernie Sanders Uncle Bernie. But would it be ironic if Bernie won this race in the state of Pennsylvania? That would be kind of coincidental, would we not think? I'll have to bring that question up in an interview. Only I could import his photo of the sitting Bernie. Van de Sant trying to chase him down right now. 2.4 seconds. And this three-car battle for fifth continues on. Cohen was able to get back past Nick for sixth. Fifteen laps to go. Scrolling up as we ride with Dakota. I'll do the Discord real quickly of the VOR guys. I'm trying to see if I can find the story. As you see, Sanders pulling away to a 2.5 second lead now. He is just stretching it out on Alex. Not sure if maybe Sanders is saved a little bit throughout the race. I can't find it, so we'll have to, if Sanders can finish the job here, unlike in other things, we'll just leave it at that. It'll be the first career win, and he might just keep this name permanently all of a sudden. This fight kind of spreading out now, 5th, 6th, 7th position. The field really kind of stretching now in the final laps of this race, as we'll see 10 to go next time by. As Dakota puts a lap on Julian Altanez out there just trying to gain positions. Julian still in the 17th spot. He's 3 laps behind his teammate Oscar Fredrickson. See back here, 3 wide down the straightaway as Sadiq to the inside of Cohen again for position. Cohen able to make the momentum off that high side carry. See if Nick can get the run on Cohen. Oh, look at that run right there. The momentum of this car. I think Cohen had to get out of the throttle in 3 there. That's just going to kill it. But look at that outside line go rolling through. Wow. What a move. As they come up on the back bumper of Estrada there in the 74, who was involved in a wild wreck and somehow still out here rolling. Of course, Sudi caught him at the wrong spot there off the corner. Kills his momentum down the straightaway. Nothing that Antonio did wrong, just bad place, bad time. Sanders, aka Gavin, out to a 1.5 second lead now, so it's starting to shrink a little bit here. Did Alex maybe save his tires a little bit? Last time by, though, 3/10 faster as they go by the lap car of Christian Alesio. I say that as Alex just fell back about 2/10 there on that lap. And lead consisting of about 1.7 seconds. As these two continue to have a spirited battle for the 6th position with 6 laps to go. And a reminder, as always, IndyCar racing, the whole GWC thing doesn't exist over here. So if this race falls under caution at about this point or later, more than likely ends under yellow. We'll come back to this battle, keep an eye on it. Another thing that we should state that Sanders started in 10th tonight, so a great run through the field. There's somebody unhappy on the microphone all of a sudden here. Well, it kind of caused me to stop mid-sentence. Somebody asked a question about ping pong. So Van de Sande has cut the lead down to 1.1 now. He got a really good run through turn 2. Down to a second, 3 laps to go. He's in the draft. down to 6/10. No way. Alex Van de Sam might have just played possum with Gavin Sanders. 2 laps to go. Gained a half second on that lap. And there's a lap car up ahead. And that is going to be the 54 of A.J. Musselman in the 10th position. I'm not sure how AJ's going to treat this because he is still in the lead lap. If he's going to jump out of the way or what's going to happen here, but they're going to be coming to the white flag. Alex up there where the old grip strip used to be before they repaved the track. A white flag in the Gutzy 300. Down to a 1/10 of a second. How much is Musselman affecting the car of Sanders? Alex to the outside into the tunnel turn. And he clears them. No way. For the second straight race, Gavin Sanders gets past on the last lap. Is he out of fuel? He must be. As Alex Van de Sam steals Pocono. Shane Coogan's going to finish second. I just heard Gavin come on the headset and said the iRacing auto pit messed him up. And a more crazier way of putting it. What a finish, and I feel terrible for Gavin after what I just heard. He must have a crew chief app or something, because I've heard that issue happen before with that app or maybe another app, but man, as Alex wins this thing, Shane Coogan backs up his win with a second. We'll call him Bernie Sanders here for this one, finishes third. Thomas Geisler fourth, and I mentioned Cohen Evans up to the 5th position. Finishing there. Dakota DeMay finishes 6th. Sadiq 7th. Joe Harleman, his best finish in the 8th position. Matt Houston, A.J. Musselman 10th. Concha 11th. Estrada finishing 12th. Joseph Grijalva 13th. Christian Alagio 14th. And Ty Richter finishing 15th with Oscar Fredrickson 16th. Julian Altena 17th. Krista Nelson 18th. To the 19th position was James Watson. 20th finisher was Isaac Morris. 21st, Lewis Woodall. 22nd, Jim Herrick. 23rd goes to Gary Godso. Wow. I've caught off guard on that one, too. And you can't help but feel bad for Gavin Sanders when that's all over with. But because when you have something that's like out of your hands, it's like the worst feeling, you know? And we will bring Alex up here into the booth and talk to him as he celebrates this win in kind of a shocked way. I actually have to get myself into the VOR channel now. I thought I was in there. I'm not. Wait for the drivers to get in here into the channel, and we'll have a word with those guys and celebrate this victory. I'm not sure the situation here. Just waiting. What happens normally is they'll come over here into the Discord page where I'm at, and here we go. Well, Julian's waiting on me. I don't see anyone else, so making an appearance here into the race chat. So if that's the case, we'll give it a couple minutes here and see if the guys pop in here to talk. If not, then we'll go get ready for the other broadcast that we have here this evening. But just big shout out to the guys. Fantastic race in the end finishes. Unfortunate that a bunch of netcode happened in the race. Being told that Gavin actually had to go pack his stuff up, looks like, for a test session. So Gavin not going to be able to join us here, as he had to get out of Pocono. And he probably fired his fuel man on his way out. So unfortunate deal there for him. And we'll see if Alex or Coogan, here they are. So let's get Alex in here, man. That's going to be one that you're going to remember, and I know eventually, if it's not happened to you already, I know it's happened to me. We've lost plenty of races kind of like that before, or in a similar situation where you run out of fuel. But that is one that you even said it out loud, like, I couldn't get you on this one. But here you are now in victory lane as the winner at Pocono. Though you dominated the race, so it's not like you didn't earn this one.
No, man, I can't believe that happened. Yeah, that last stint, I use a higher fuel map to make reduce wheel spin out of the box, and it worked. I was closer to Gavin. Forgot to put it back in map 1, so for about 15 laps, I just could not keep up with him. I had no drive off the corners, and I couldn't figure out why until I realized it, because we were fine on fuel.
Right.
So, in the end, I guess that might have saved me, because he ran out of fuel. But I got lucky there. He drove a hell of a race. It was an awesome battle, and as well as with Isaac at the start. There was some really good, strong, clean racing. Really, really proud of this one. I'll take it. So yeah.
How much did you did have a couple laps where you got behind him and drafted with him? Did that also help, I assume?
Yeah. Well, so after the last stop, we if you took a full tank, which it sounds like he didn't. You were fine to the end. You didn't need to save or anything. But that second to last stint, we were going to go long, and I was targeting 29 to go. So I had clean air in the first part of that, and then he was right on my bumper for a while. So he was probably okay, but I I had to let him by to be able to make it to 29 to go, and then be able to push to the end. And I was hoping he wouldn't have enough there, but in the end, wild finish.
Yeah, great job, man. Congratulations on that as you continue on a great season. Now, we're not going to get a chance to talk to Gavin, but I believe when it's over with, he'll be the point leader now after the issues with Isaac here this evening and having that terrible finish on his end as I kind of take a peek over here myself at the point standings on the screen. But it's like, you were sitting there in third yourself. So this might have really tightened up the points now. You're going to be within probably 35 points of this point lead with 2 races left, not to mention your home track next week of Indianapolis.
Yeah, if I get the points lead, that's awesome. I haven't really paid attention to the situation until now. But yeah, looking forward to Indy. I've had some bad luck there the past month with the official races, so hopefully I can turn that around. Won last season in the series, so yeah.
Yeah, you seem to be pretty good at that Indianapolis track. I wouldn't know why. But anywho, great job tonight. Congratulations on the win. A win's a win. And send shouts to whoever you like to, bud.
Yeah, as always, big thanks to lmcgear.com with Jim Herrick, as well as Happy Trails Chili Company. And thank you, Chris, for doing this broadcast.
Absolutely. Well, fantastic, Alex. Go celebrate your win, bud.
Thanks, Chris.
Absolutely. Alex Van de Sant, as I said, he earned it. I mean, don't get me wrong, he led the most laps and everything this evening, but when it was over with, it looked like he might have been defeated. And, well, things happen, unfortunately, in racing. And looks like, yeah, I'm seeing it over here right now in the messaging from the VOR guys. Gavin Sanders now a lead by 11 over Isaac Morris and 22 over Alex Van de Sant. So this point race just got tight with the unfortunate deal of Isaac Morris. But let's bring in Shane Coogan. A great second-place run for you. I used a little bit of a NASCAR reference on you earlier as I was watching you race. You went out and won this Pocono race last season, and I just watched you kind of slowly just matriculate your way through the field. And it was kind of very David Pearson-like, a Silver Fox, who used to win races back in the 70s like that in stock car racing. And here you kind of did it in an IndyCar tonight.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it, Chris. Yeah, it was a tough day out there. Honestly, just tried to kind of make the best of it. Really kind of messed it up in qualifying. I was trying to hold it wide open in turn 3 and just had to totally get out of it. So knew we would be starting pretty far back and just tried to, sort of play it a little bit conservative. But also, it's so difficult to pass here. When you get a run, and you have a good move you got to make, you just have to try to take it. So always try to drive hard. Always try to drive fair. But you have to be a little bit elbows out here. And, yeah, I just tried to, play with the strategy a little bit and work our way through the field with some pit stops. And towards the end there, just got a little bit lucky having running out of fuel. But, yeah, just tried to make the best of it and have a good race out there. So shout out to all the guys in VOR for a good race.
So I'm looking over here at this photo right now of you on the screen here. It's a photo of you sitting over in Sage Karam's IndyCar at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Next week, we get to go to that speedway, and you're coming off a second-place finish here. And I know one thing that Gary and I have talked a little bit is how bad you and others on this team want to get that win.
Oh, we want to get it. That's what it's all about. Indy is what it's all about here. So we'll definitely be trying. I think we'll have a good shot there. Indy is a very tricky place, but we'll definitely give it our best. So shout out to all the guys on Team Raceverse, Matt, Dakota, and Thomas. They're a great group of guys, and we'll be working together to get that one for sure.
Absolutely. And I know in the TI series last season when they were a part of it, of course, they went 1, 2, 3 with Raceverse. So I think no pressure for you guys this coming weekend, next weekend, I should say. But, hey, man, shout out to whoever you like to, bud.
Yeah, shout out to my brother Tyler, my friend Andy, and my friend Alex. Shout out to the DRR boys for a solid run at Indy. It's always fun just giving them a hand with what I can. And then shout out to Team Raceverse with Sunset Arctic Games, and Western Waves Media is my fun side project. So appreciate it, Chris, and thanks to the VOR boys for running everything. It's a great series.
Absolutely, brother. Well, go enjoy your week there in the Circle City. Go get a tenderloin for me. I'm putting you on that assignment this week. I put somebody on that assignment once a week. It's yours this week. Go get me a tenderloin somewhere and go enjoy it for me. So, congratulations, bud.
Nothing like the mug and bun.
Oh my gosh, yeah, you ain't joking. I miss those things. All right, man. Enjoy yourself, bud.
Okay, thanks.
Absolutely, you too. For those who have never been to Indiana and have never tried a tenderloin, you need to do it. I'm just saying, you will not forget it. All right. One thing you're not going to forget tonight's finish when it's all over with. Alex Van de Sant, last lap pass for the second straight week. Bernie Sanders, or Gavin, as we know him as, loses a race on the last lap. That's going to be something that is probably going to eat him up as he's out doing his trip to his test. Hopefully it won't affect it. But we'll go from there. So, hey, congratulations to Alex on the win. I'm going to step away, obviously, and go get ready for the next broadcast at Daytona here in about 10 minutes or so. Appreciate everybody for VOR for allowing us to broadcast the race. Of course, everyone from Gutzy, of course, Organics. Make sure you check out their website, GutzyOrganics.com, and the hashtag BeGutsy.com 300. What a wild race it was definitely here tonight. So appreciate everybody joining us. Alex Van de Sek, congrats on the win. Thank you, iRacing, for allowing us to platform. And we are gone from Pocono. We'll see you in Indianapolis next Saturday night here for the big race on Captain TV. This is just a game. It's iRacing. See ya!
And now the wait is over. The nerves have taken their toll. Ooh. Let go of fear you're holding. The fire smoldering. It's starting all over again. I got a feeling that I ought to know it, burning inside. I got a feeling that I ought to know it, yeah. Every time I grip the wheel, I begin to feel I know what I'm in for. A white knuckle ride. You got a fix for me, you know what I need. Oh, it's a breakneck speed. Might as well enjoy the ride. The air around exploding. It won't slow me down. A sailing soul.
Be strong.
Ooh.